This is a paper that I've written to avert a civil war in America, and I call it the Disunion. And just like when two people do not get along in a marriage, they get a divorce. This is what America should do in order to avert a civil war, which will be extremely bloody. And this is a decision the common man should and can make. Keep in mind, the divide will not avert all bloodshed because the plutocrats will fight like hell to hold on to power, but they are greatly outnumbered. And when the divide happens between the enlightened side and the traditionals, this process will be permanent. The enlightened side will get the land at the 100-degree longitude west and go straight up north to the Canadian border and down south to the Mexican border. And we'll get Hawaii and Puerto Rico, St. Croix, St. Thomas, America Samoa, St. John, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands. The enlightened side will get 960,644,480 total acres. And out of that acreage, 361,364,274 are government-owned acres, which will be used to pay reparations. Each African American would receive, out of the government-owned land, 8.22 acres. The enlightened side would also gain control of the largest GDP in America in the state of California at $2,746 billion a year. And if you take all the states that they receive, then it would be a combined $5,946,500 billion a year for all the states and land owned. The enlightened side will also receive half the gold in Fort Knox, which is estimated at 73,500,000 ounces, and at an estimated $1,777 an ounce, it gives it a value of $130,609,500,000. And the reason for giving the government acreage for reparations is so that none of the private land is taken from the people that live in the states of the 100-degree parallel west. And also the government land has been paid for by the common men's taxes, so therefore it can be given as a reparation payment. And if you take the total amount of the GDP for the 100-degree longitude west for all the states and lands combined for 5 years, a year for each generation removed from slavery, it gives each African American $1 million, estimated. Thus giving reparation payments to each African American 8.22 acres and $1 million. The enlightened side also gets a green infrastructure. They also get a infrastructure in the beginnings of the making of a magnetic train. They also get the old half of the military structures and infrastructure from the old country. And both sides, the enlightened and the traditionals, will discuss denuclearization. They will also discuss the closure of all nuclear plants and proper disposal of nuclear waste. The enlightened side will be in charge of their own laws and treaties, things that best suit their people's needs and wants. The enlightened side is also responsible for choosing their own government and leaders. Leaders that represent them and their cultures and beliefs. The enlightened side they will gain control of Hollywood, the movie capital of the world. They will gain control of Las Vegas, the gambling capital of the world. They will also get the technology giant in Silicon Valley. They will also have total control of the Pacific seaports and access to huge amounts of fisheries to feed their people, to name a few of the wonderful things that they will receive. All African Americans being held in prisons today will be released to the enlightened side, and they will do with them as they choose. Of course, all forms of taxes and currency is up to the enlightened side that best suits what their people choose to have. As you can see, this is a verifiable way to solve the growing problem of division and will avert a civil war and millions of deaths and a possible invasion from other countries, which therefore will protect both sides, the traditionals and the enlightened side's families and loved ones.